Hey guys, it's your friend Mutsa here, and this is the fifth video in the series about the Lost Coast BDR-X. You'll find links to the other videos in the series in the description below. This video is recorded in 4K and 360 degrees, and it is unabridged, so you see all the details of the ride. We are riding north on a paved section of Willow Road, and right here where the pavement ends, we cross from Mendocino County to Humboldt County, and that's the end of Willow Road and the start of Chemise Mountain Road. Chemise Mountain Road starts with this very steep climb. The gradient here, it's higher than 10%. And right now, right here, we are entering a very important area, which is the King Range National Conservation Area. This is in fact the first conservation area to be established at a national level in the United States. It was created back in 1970, and it's a very large area covering more than 275 square kilometers, or some 68,000 acres. It's larger than some small European countries for reference. About 60% of the area, it's a wilderness area, so it receives a higher degree of protection. There are many beautiful ecosystems here, from untouched forests to the very remote and rugged coasts. Beautiful, beautiful area, and the road will be going in and out of the conservation area as we go. And by the way, the correct name is King Range and not King's Range, as many people say. At this point, Chemise Mountain Road exits the King Range National Conservation Area. The conservation area continues to our left, and in fact, Chemise Mountain Road throughout its extent is never too far from the conservation area. At most, the distance between the two is just of a couple of 100 meters, and in fact, Chemise Mountain Road is going to re-enter and re-exit the conservation area a few times. From the start of Chemise Mountain Road to the top of the climb, which is not where we are now, there is quite some way to go. The road climbs 220 meters approximately in a little over 2 kilometers, or 730 feet of climb in 1.3 mile. So this is an average gradient of 10.6%, which is, it's pronounced, it's manageable, but it's pronounced. So given this gradient, it's not uncommon for the road to show washboards, and you can hear that in the background as I go up. This third section of Chemise Mountain Road rides along a ridge, and there are not many bodies of water nearby. The closest one is located some 800 meters to the right of this turn here is the spring of Mill Creek, which is a tributary of the Mato River. Okay, we are finally reaching out the end of the climb, and the road is going to turn from dirt to pavement, and this is the highest point of the entire first section of the Lost Coast BDR-X. Here at the top of the pass, the altitude is of 637 meters or 2,090 feet. There are access here, dirt access to a group of houses on the left side and mostly on the right side of Chemise Mountain Road, and we are starting now a long descent toward the South Fork Bear Creek Valley. After this right-hand turn, the road crosses the South Fork Bear Creek, and here in this area the creek only has water in the rainy season, which is between October to April. As you can see now, the descent is much flatter, is much more shallow. The angle of the descent, the road is nearly flat, it continues to go down but at a very shallow angle. And here on the left is the Chemise Mountain Retreat. That's a private organization which is located just outside of the King Range National Conservation Area that Chemise Mountain Road re-enters here. The road is very fast here, but be careful because animal crossings are not uncommon in this area. Here on the left there is the Wailaki Campground that you can use to hike the Chemise Mountain Trail, which is marked right here on the left with these two wooden poles. The trail can take you to the very top of Chemise Mountain that reaches an altitude of 792 meters or 2,598 feet. Following up now, there is another campground called the Nadelos Campground, also on the left by the shore of the North Fork Bear Creek. Here, Chemise Mountain Road exits the King Range National Conservation Area for the second time. The conservation area has a border that goes towards the northwest in a jagged line, so the road keeps getting in and out of it. Chemise Mountain Road was a great surprise. I didn't expect this road to be so interesting and this area by the South Fork Bear Creek to be this beautiful. I know that this is a BDR-X and we are all here to ride on dirt, but this little paved road here was pretty cool. Now for the third time, Chemise Mountain Road enters the King Range National Conservation Area. And here the road crosses the South Fork Bear Creek. In the second video of this series, we saw the start of the Lost Coast Trail by Usau Beach. And now, many miles later, in the fifth video, we have here on the left the Hidden Valley Trailhead of the same Lost Coast Trail. After a break, the Lost Coast Trail resumes its path north of Shelter Cove by Black Sands Beach. And here we reach the north end of Chemise Mountain Road, where it butts against Shelter Cove Road. This is 8.7 kilometers or 5.4 miles since the crossing from Mendocino County to Humboldt County, where Usau Road became Chemise Mountain Road. And here we turn left, we turn to the west on Shelter Cove Road towards Shelter Cove itself. Now, even though Shelter Cove Road is a steep descent from Bryceland Road towards the ocean, here, just after Chemise Mountain Road, it's actually a climb. And now, for the third and final time, the route of the first section of the Lost Coast BDR-X leaves the King Range National Conservation Area. We are reaching the end of the climb, and here on the right, just after the fire department, it's King Peak Road, which will be a very important part of the second section of the Lost Coast BDR-X. And now, this is the start of a long and steep descent towards Shelter Cove. At the bottom of the ravine on the right side of the road is a spring of Telegraph Creek. Many thanks to this very nice driver who let me go by. There are these two roads on the left now. First is Willow Glen, and then followed by Redden Court, which is a dead end. And finally, here on the left is the Shelter Cove General Store, the end of section 1 of the Lost Coast BDR-X. You just need to turn left here. I continued on because I went all the way down to Shelter Cove. That's it, guys. This is the end of the section 1. It's your friend Mutsa. I see you very soon in the next video of this series. Take care. Bye.